Good morning, ladies. Good morning. I'm going to give it a few minutes, couple minutes for everybody to log on. Those of you watching, we're getting ready to go live. Getting all set up here. Hope you're having a very, very blessed day. Welcome back. Good morning, ladies. Getting all set up already. Hope you are all having a very blessed day so far. I know it's early. Hello. Okay, Daleen. Is it Daleen or is it Dalian? I heard Diane mention your name the other day, and I'm like, have I been pronouncing it wrong this whole time? And if so, I am so sorry. I would never guess it from the way it's spelled, but Dalian's beautiful if that's how you say your name. So let me know, is it the first one, Daleen, or is it the second one, Dalian, or am I getting it totally wrong, and is it pronounced some other way? I butcher names, y'all. I am so sorry about that. Hello, good morning, Cindy. Let me get my... Good morning, Pamela. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Computer set up. So yeah, everyone butchers my name, La Dolce, my last name, so I'm used to it. I don't mind, but yes, Debbie, her name is beautiful. But I probably have been mispronouncing it this whole time, so I am so sorry. Second one is closer. So it's not even Dalian. Maybe you need to do a pronunciation thing so I know how to spell it. Yeah, or to sound it out. Good morning, Lily. Good morning, Debbie. You don't have to have napkins. I'm using napkins because I have a ton of napkins and I'm using them. I love napkins. But you can do anything. Butterflies. You don't even have to do butterflies, but if you have stamps, if you can cut out pictures from magazines, you can draw them in, you can Google images and print them out and cut them out. Whatever you want to do. This you can all do with watercolor. So if you don't have a napkin, you can just swish watercolor on. So just use what you got, y'all. Use what you got. Good morning. I'll give it another minute. We'll let some people get on. Otherwise, again, they'll join us in the replay. Yes, Cindy. We speak the same language. Yes. I'm always mispronouncing things, and I'm from all over, y'all. I'm from the north and the south, and I just slur it all together. Bon Giovanni. Oh, that was a beautiful name. I always joke and say I married my husband for his last name, La Dolce, because it was just so pretty. But then I spent the rest of my life correcting people on how to say it, but no biggie. Everyone butchers it. And you wouldn't think, it seems like it would be easy, but, I guess names just aren't easy. All the different languages and cultures and all that, they kind of get together. Okay, y'all. Well, good morning. For those who can join, we only have a few on, but hey, that's fine. We will continue on. You married your husband for his last name too, Cindy, huh? Yeah, it's a running joke in our family. I tell him I married him for his money, which is a total joke because we were both totally broke when we got married, and I married him for his last name. So those are our running jokes. Is I married him for his money and his name. Yeah. Well, let's start off with prayer. Yes, that name does make me think of John Bon Jovi as well. Bon Giovanni. So let's start off in prayer and quiet our hearts, because y'all, I have had quite a morning already. I don't know if you all have. I've been up since about 3:30. I don't know why. That seems to be the time I wake up in the morning, 3:30 or 4, and that's when I know that God's on me to pray at this time. So that's what I do. But yeah, it's been a kind of a hectic morning. So let's start off in prayer. So Lord, just want to quiet my heart and quiet all of our hearts in front of you this morning. thank you for this time together and that we can get together. I just pray that this hour or so that we spend together just glorifies your name, just brings you glory, because that's what we're here for. We're not here to draw pretty pictures in our Bible or to show off our artwork or any of that. It's all about just spending time in your word and just using the creativity that you put in our hearts to glorify you. So Lord, help us to focus on that at all times. Lord, I pray that you touch each and every one of the people listening to my voice or the people who are going to hear me later. Touch them in a tangible way this week. Bring comfort, peace, love, healing, joy, power, whatever they need this week. Please touch their hearts and touch their lives in a tangible way this week. Lord, and I just thank you that you are the resurrection and the life. Praise the Lord. I am so thankful for that, because that means that one day we are going to live forever with you. And oh my gosh, I am so excited for that day. So Lord, thank you again for this time together. And I pray just for peace and comfort, and let us have some fun this hour. So thank you, Lord, for being with us. And I pray all this in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Thank y'all. Good morning, everybody. Lina, is that, again, I hope I'm saying all your names right, y'all. Gosh, I'm horrible with names. Lina, welcome. Kay, welcome. You're babysitting a 2-year-old boy. Well, bless your heart, girl. Oh my gosh, I don't think I could do that right now. I'm out of energy. I am out of energy. I can't do that anymore. One of my friends has 9 children, and I just do not know how she does it, y'all. Don't know. I had one, and I'm exhausted. Okay, so good morning, y'all. Good morning. We are going to be in John, 11, verses 17 through 27, talking about the resurrection and the life. This is when Lazarus, y'all know the story. Lazarus has been dead for a few days, about 4 days. And, Jesus took a little time before he went there. He, wanted to make sure that he was in the tomb for a significant amount of time, and then when he got there, he raised Lazarus from the dead. And he had a little conversation with Martha, and Martha was, saying to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother wouldn't have died. Yet even now I know that whatever you ask from God, God will give you. And Jesus told her, your brother will rise again. And Martha said to him, well, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection at the last day. So she's saying, oh, I know one day he's going to rise again, but, I kind of wish he was here now. Kind of, I don't know if that's what she was thinking, but I'm sure that's what I would have been thinking. And Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. The one who believes in me, even if he dies, will live. Everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? And she said, yes, Lord. Oh my gosh, y'all. Do you believe that? Do you believe that once you die, you don't really die, that you are going to live again? And not only live again, but live in such a way, like with that resurrection power that Diane was speaking of the other day in her teaching. Y'all, I'm so excited. Like, I want that power now. And I know we can live with that resurrection power every day. So I pray for that for you, for all y'all, every day, that we can live in that resurrection power. Okay, so y'all, we're going to be working with some napkins today, some stamps. I just got some butterfly stamps. I got this one from AliExpress, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've gotten these napkins from different trades and such, different trade groups, but you don't have to have napkins. This could be done with watercolor, like just slosh some watercolor on the page if you want to like imitate the page. You could do something totally different. I just grabbed these napkins because number one, they're my favorite colors. They're butterflies, they're pretty. And butterflies to me remind me of like renewal, transformation, strength, the resurrection. I don't know. Butterflies and eggs for some reason, probably because of society, butterflies and eggs remind me of the resurrection. And then I have this perfect napkin. So I don't even have to have a title. I'm just going to use the napkin. So we're going to keep it kind of easy, but we're also going to play with some of these flakes. Again, I got this one off AliExpress, but I was just at the craft store the other day, and you can get them in little containers or sheets. This one's copper, but these are called metallic flakes, gold flakes, copper flakes, whatever. These come in sheets, but you know, once you pull it out, I mean, it's super, super, super thin, and we'll make a little mess. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, y'all, hope you're all having a very blessed day. How are y'all this morning? Hope you're all doing well. I am going to first figure out my napkin situation, figure out where exactly I want these. So I'm thinking, I know, isn't this napkin gorgeous? Dalian? I hope I'm saying that right. I love this napkin. I didn't want to use it. I've been hoarding it forever. But you know, gotta use them at some point, otherwise they'll just sit there. Okay, so let me grab a pencil. I'm gonna mark it from right about there, and I'm gonna have it come like maybe right about there. Okay, so I have a wax piece of paper here, so it'll protect my Bible journal page underneath since I'm using water here. And I'm just taking some water, and I am following along the area that I want to tear off here. And hopefully this will work. Yeah, Debbie, I don't buy a lot of napkins. I'll buy a few sets, and then I get on those trading sites, the napkin trading sites, and then before you know it, you will have a ton of napkins. I just trade with people. So I keep one or two from the package for myself, and I trade the rest. And so that way you can get a variety of napkins for a really, really cheap price. It's super cheap to mail these. When you take the plies off and you mail like 4 or 5 of these, it's like 1 stamp, maybe 2 stamps depending on how many napkins you're sending in the mail and where you're sending it to. But you can get napkins from all over the world. And yeah, exactly, Pamela. Get into a napkin exchange group. That's where I got all mine. And I started off with just a few napkins, and before I knew it, I had piles of napkins, all different kinds. So, and then when I'm out and about, if I'm at a garage sale or Goodwill or whatever, and I see a napkin set that's pretty that I think I would use in my Bible or something, for 50 cents or $1, I'll buy them and then exchange. Okay, so I'm also gonna cut out or tear out this title here. So right now I'm just getting all my napkins situated, figure out where everything's gonna kind of place on the ooh, don't rip. This is the only one I got on the page. Okay, Susan, we are in John 11 verses 17 through 27, but we're focusing on 11:25. John 11:25, where Jesus says, "I am the resurrection and the life." Yes, Lily Ross, TJ Maxx, yes. I love Tuesday Morning. The Goodwill store usually has them a lot. A lot of craft stores will have them. I mean, you can find napkins literally anywhere. Anytime you go to a party, y'all, just start picking up napkins. You know, birthdays and all that. Like, you can use, even if you're just using the color, something like this, you can put on a piece of paper and run through your printer and make your own napkins as well. Make your own images on the tissue paper. So if you have tissue paper, you can kind of make your own napkins. If your printer, you can get your printer to print it. You can tape it to a piece of paper and run it through your printer. So you can actually make your own napkins on tissue paper as well. So that's pretty cool. I've done it once or twice. To me, it's just, I have these napkins, so I'm going to use them. Okay, this is huge, y'all. This is going to take up almost, this is going to take up almost all the, I don't know, maybe we'll put it there. And then I wanted to cut out some of these as well. Let's see. I am going to, let's do, I love this purple, y'all. This is my favorite. My favorite color ever. And I also like these little white flowers. There's just so much I want to add on this page, and I don't think we're going to fit it all now that I'm looking at all this. Hey, Jennifer. Hey, Pamela. Can you all see me? Pamela's saying she lost me. Are y'all still with me? Thumbs up. Okay, in the meantime, I'm gonna continue with this. You see me? Can you hear me? Can you all hear me good? Hopefully you can hear and see me. Okay, oh my gosh, y'all, my whole page is gonna be covered, it looks like. I know, I was thinking of doing a double spread, Dalian, but I don't know. What do y'all think? I have a hard time. I mean, I could do like a swoop over here. Well, let's see. Should we do a double spread, y'all? Okay. That's just more work. More time. Hope y'all have time for this. Okay, then I'm gonna probably have it swoop like this. Maybe do like a mini swoop. Just do some of it. Like that. Okay. Okay. We'll fill them both, y'all. Okay, we're gonna do a double spread today. Wasn't planning on it, but we'll see how it works. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go like this, I think. Oop. Okay, why is this not? Did I run out of water? Come on. There we go. Okay, y'all, we're gonna try a double spread. Okay, I'm gonna put these butterflies here. Maybe put that there. I don't know. We'll put it there for now. Okay, and then I wanted to, I'm gonna take out a couple of these butterflies. John, 11:25 we're in. 11:25. I don't know why you're losing me, Lily. Or who's losing me? Don't know why. Okay, I'm gonna take these butterflies out because I want to kind of have them stand out a little. So I'm gonna put them on white paper and we're gonna like maybe cut them out and have them like pop up a little bit. So we'll put him there. I want to use up as much of this napkin as I can because it's just so pretty. Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. And then we've got this one, this little guy right here. Yes, I love this Bible for more space. But the only thing I've been finding now is the spiral kind of gets in my way. But, I mean, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. Okay. Whoop. Okay, let's see if we can figure out where everything's going to go, and then we'll go from there. Okay, the resurrection and the life. Maybe we'll do... Maybe one, he'll pop out there. Maybe something like that. What do y'all think? Okay, so if that's where it's going to go, I have these stamps and I have this, I just want to do like a little background. So this is a really light lavender that kind of matches this. So I want to have dimensions and layers on this. Okay, so let me see. if that's gonna go there. I want some of these butterflies, and I love these little background, little like kind of rustic stuff. I love the rustic stuff, and so I'm gonna try to get the ink just on this part, and I don't care if it's a perfect impression or not. I just want like the idea of a butterfly in the background. So I'm gonna kind of do this and get some of these little things on. Hopefully, y'all, this will work. Whoop. Okay. So I want him kind of peeking out from behind there, so we'll kind of... Oh my gosh, y'all, that didn't work whatsoever. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, come on. I don't know if it's because maybe if I put it on my table. Let's try that again. Let me grab a piece of paper. Okay. Let me grab my Distress Refresher. Maybe it needs a little bit of refreshing here. Let's see. We shall see. Technical difficulties, y'all. Let's see here. I'm just trying to squish the refresher in. I might be gotten out of... Okay, it's starting to. Okay, well, if we can get just the impression, that'd be good. Come on, we can do this, we can do this. Okay. That also might be because my book keeps squishing down. I'm pressing really hard, y'all. Oh, okay, it is not working. Darn it. What I could do is grab a darker purple. Hang on one sec. Let me grab my inks. Okay, let me see what kind of other purples I have here. I really like that purple though. Okay, I got this shaded lilac. Let's see how this would work. I think it's a different kind of purple, but we'll see how. Yeah, that's a little different. Okay, let's see how this one will work. This one I don't have to press as hard because this one I think is a brand new ink pad, so. Sorry, y'all, technical difficulties. Yeah, I think the ink might be a little dry. Okay, let's try this one more time. It's also my book goes, sinks down and it's not a sturdy. Well, there we go. It's a little bit better. It's not the color I wanted, but it'll kind of blend in. Okay, so let's move this. It does match some of the flowers. Okay, so let's see, let's do this little butterfly right here. And have him maybe flying out here. And then let's do this butterfly down here. So they're just gonna kind of peek out anyways. It's not that big of a deal. It's just, I just like the effect, y'all. Let's see. Maybe we'll have him coming up out there. Y'all, my desk is so jam-packed with stuff. Good morning, Lynn. You're not late. We're just kind of hanging out and crafting. We can talk about the resurrection, because without the resurrection, y'all, we really have no hope. I mean, like, I think it was Paul that said, our faith is futile. Let's see. What was I? He's going to go that way, right? So I was going to have him come up this way. Okay. our faith is, for those, I'm not looking it up, so I think it was Paul that said that, that our faith is futile if without the resurrection. Like, you know, we're believing in really nothing, because like if Jesus died but didn't rise from the dead, then, you know, what good was it? So I don't know if any of you have ever read, okay, so while I'll talk about the resurrection while I am gessoing all this onto the paper, okay? So that one we're going to have stick out, so I'm going to put it on white paper. That one we're going to have stick out. So maybe just 2 I'm going to put on white paper. The rest I'll gesso on here. So I have my gesso. You can do glue sticks, whatever, you know, whatever you normally do. Okay, so I'm going to grab my water and hopefully not make a mess, y'all, and my gesso. So, as I was saying, with the resurrection, there's been many people throughout history who have tried to debunk the resurrection. I don't know if any of y'all have read that book by, there's a couple books out. Well, there's more than a couple. There's a few books out. Like Josh McDowell wrote Evidence That Demands a Verdict. And then Lee Strobel, he's the one who writes all those, the Case for books, like the Case for Faith, the Case for Jesus, the Case for the Resurrection, all those books. So if you ever want to understand like the proof behind the resurrection, there's been many people throughout history who have tried to debunk, even atheists who, you know, wanted to research it and for a couple years researched the resurrection, wanting to debunk the whole thing and saying, hey, I found out it, you know, there's no way it could have possibly have happened. And then after the couple years of research, they come back and be like, no, it happened, you know? So I think that is so cool, because I'm a logic type person, and I always wanted to know the reasons behind everything, I guess. Okay, this brush is too, let me grab a stronger brush. Hello, good morning. Hello, Angela. How are you? So yeah, I would be like a Lee Strobel person back in the day. You know, I'm like, I need proof. So I read all those books, and yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, they say the resurrection, like experts, say the resurrection is one of the most solidly proven events in history. That is a huge statement for people to say that it's such a proven event in history. There's been so many people who have tried to debunk it in many ways, shapes, and forms. You guys have probably all heard of all the different theories that were out, you know, with Jesus, like the swoon theory. He didn't really die on the cross. He was just, you know, he looked like he was dead and all that. But there's just no way that his believers, his followers, would have believed that. I mean, you know, like if he was all barely alive, they wouldn't have been like, oh, he rose from the dead and he's our savior. You know what I mean? There's just so many proofs on that. And again, I'm not an expert, y'all, but I have read the books, and I don't want to mess that up. It's gonna get. Oh, he's barely peeking out, y'all. That was all that for just a little wings sticking out. I might have to restamp that. So anyways, so the whole, if you know, you ever want to do research on that, it's very fascinating, I think. Again, y'all, I'm just such a geek when it comes to this stuff. Very, very fascinating. But there's so many things that go into it, and I know Diane spoke on a lot of it. Like, without the resurrection proves so many things. Number one, it proves that Jesus is who he said he was. He's our Messiah, our Savior, our Lord. He's God's Son. Like, if he didn't rise from the dead, like everything he said kind of would have been like, okay, yeah, well, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so the resurrection proved, number one, proved that he was who he said he was. It also proved that God accepted his sacrifice. I think Diane went over a lot of this, but I like having the points in my head that, so God approved the sacrifice. So by him resurrecting, it showed that God accepted his sacrifice. It also proved what else? That, I'm totally drawing a blank, y'all. There's like 4 or 5 things that it proved. If y'all, you can jump in and let me know. Also, the fact that he's seated at the right hand of the Father now, and he's our intercessor in heaven. Love that. And then also proved that since he rose from the dead, that one day we will also rise and have the new life. And oh my gosh, y'all. You know, so all of that is just proven by his resurrection. So that I find just incredibly hopeful and positive. I mean, like they say, if we didn't have the resurrection, then our faith is in vain, really. So glad it's not in vain. And you know, the whole thing about the resurrection is there's so many other proofs. For example, the honorable burial of Jesus. If there were like points that I don't know how to explain this. There's like points that bring up to the proof of the resurrection. For example, the burial of Jesus, the discovery of the empty tomb. You know, if he wasn't resurrected, they could have just pointed them to the tomb and said, "Here's his body," or whatever. You know, the grave clothes that were left behind. You know, if someone stole the body, I'm sure they wouldn't have like pulled off the grave clothes and left them behind, right? His post-mortem appearances, he appeared to so many people, over 500 people, women as eyewitnesses. If it was all like a sham or a joke or whatever, or like they were trying to pull one off on somebody, they wouldn't have in the Gospels have welcome back, Dalian. If I forgot what I was saying, y'all. If they were like trying to pull off like some kind of scam or whatever, they wouldn't have said that women were the eyewitnesses to the resurrection, because back in the day, women had no credible ability, you know, whatsoever. They weren't supposed to be used as witnesses. But the Gospels all mentioned that women were the first ones there at the tomb. Women were the ones who were spreading the news of his resurrection, and all of that. So that is another like credible proof that it actually happened, because you know it's not a scam or whatever, because you know they had women as eyewitnesses. Also, there were eyewitness accounts, 6 primary sources plus many secondary sources after the fact, like Josephus and Clement of Rome and Polycarp and Ignatius and so many others mentioned the resurrection of Jesus. So you have that as proof as well. And then including skeptics who saw Jesus after death, and his brother James, who was not a believer, but then afterwards became a believer. Why? Because he saw him raised from the dead, right? Also, the disciples were willing to die, as well as skeptics again, like Saul, who turned into Paul, or James, his brother. They were willing to die for this because they knew it was true. So that's a huge proof as well. And then early records were written very close to when it actually happened. So there were actual eyewitnesses still around when the records were going around, when people were saying, "Hey, he was raised, you know, Jesus was raised from the dead," and people could have just refuted it. Like they were alive when it happened. They could have said, "No, that didn't happen," but nobody said that. I mean, the people were like, "Yeah, it happened." So that's another proof. And then another like secondary proof is just the emergence of the church, the spread of the church that we're going to see in Acts. It's incredible how quickly and how fast and how fervent the people were in spreading the truth. And that can only be explained for the fact that they saw Jesus alive, or they knew he was risen from the dead, because there would be no other reason why these people would do that, would be willing to die and, you know, go against everything that they're used to for a lie, or just something that they maybe heard of or whatever. They knew that what they believed was it. You know what I'm saying? So, lots of different like secondary proofs of the resurrection, and that's why they say that it's the most solidly proven event in history. And then the fact, like I said at the beginning, that all these even atheists and such were trying to disprove the resurrection. After years of studying it, they came back and said, no, it actually happened. So, okay, so y'all, I'm going to put these on here because I want them to kind of stand out. I don't want them to blend into the back. So I'm going to just put them on some white paper and cut them out. This way, I'm still getting the image, but it'll stand out a little bit more. You'll see, it'll make more sense. So how are y'all doing? Y'all keeping up with me? Am I making sense? When I'm trying to craft and talk at the same time, I'm trying to concentrate on two different things, y'all, and I'm getting too old. It's a lot harder to do that. Okay, let me cut this. Oops, it would help if I took that off. I'm going to let that dry a little. I'm going to flip this over and put this one on this side. So that's that about the resurrection. And then afterwards, another like secondary proof that it actually happened is there was a huge shift in the social culture. For example, what I mean by that is the people who believed in the resurrection, the Jews at first, and then the Gentiles who believed in the resurrection, they did a huge cultural shift. And there's no other explaining this huge cultural shift except for the fact that they actually saw Jesus risen from the dead. For example, the believers, I'm going to let this dry a little. I'm going to talk for about 2 minutes, and then we'll get the heater dry and dry this. So for example, the believers, the Jews would always do the animal sacrifices, right? But after Jesus' resurrection, the believing Jews no longer offered sacrifices. That was a huge, these were things that was in their culture that they did for hundreds, if not thousands of years since Moses, right? Also, they believed, the upright Jews believed that you can only become an upstanding member if you follow Moses' laws. Well, after the resurrection, the believers changed that thought and said you don't need to just keep Moses' laws, it's believing in Jesus. That was a huge cultural shift because back then, like, Moses was kind of, not their savior, but Moses was the one that they followed. Another change and shift was the change of the day of the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday. Again, they kept their Sabbath on Saturday, the Jewish people, before the resurrection, for thousands of years, ever since, the beginning of time. And so when they shifted it to Sunday, that again was a huge cultural shift. And then they only believed in monotheism, which meant they only believed in one God. The Jews, okay, believed in just one God, not the Son, the Father, the Holy Spirit. They believed in God, one God. But after Jesus rose from the dead, they actually now believed that Jesus was the Son of God and the Holy Spirit would come upon them in Acts. So now they believed in the Trinity. That, again, is another huge cultural shift. I mean, just think of if you believed in all these things throughout your life, and then all of a sudden, like, you were living these things throughout your life, and you would live and die by these things, right? And then all of a sudden, your whole cultural way of life, you just shift it. That means something major happened, right? And then finally, the Jews believed in a political leader as a Messiah. They were waiting for a political leader to come and save them from Rome. But then after the death and resurrection of Jesus, they switched that. The believers switched that, and they realized that he's like a dual Messiah, in a sense, saying that he came to suffer and die for the sins of the world. But then one day he's going to come and be that not political leader, but be the reigning king, if that makes sense, okay? So again, if you're willing to give up, these are like 5 key practices that they had for many, many centuries. Why were they willing to give up, like, pretty much the essence of who they were as Jews? Well, that's because They saw Jesus raised from the dead. So you all know, like when you have like a huge event that happens in your life that changes your whole cultural shift, it changes you, right? The only thing that could change these Jews from doing these 5 things and then switching over was the resurrection. So that's like another proof or example of that the resurrection was real, if that makes sense, y'all. So yeah, there's just so many like secondary proofs that like showed that, you know, people were willing to die for this. I mean, there are people who are willing to die for their beliefs, but people are not willing to die for a lie or something that they know is fake, right? So they were willing to die because they knew it was true. Okay, y'all, this is almost dry, so I am going to take the heating tool and just hit it with the dryer. Hit all these with the dryer, and then I might do another stamp, or I might do a couple more. I don't know. I'm missing some. And the reason why I put these on the white paper is just because if I put it right here, it would have kind of, it would have shown through and blended in. So I want these to kind of stick out a little bit. Okay, am I missing any questions? Do y'all have any questions on that? On what I was talking about? I told y'all I'm such a geek when it comes to I love studying the Bible and studying things and proofs and all that kind of stuff. But I love the fact that Jesus is our resurrection and life. He is our life, y'all. Okay, this one's a little bit damper, so let me... Yeah, I'm getting excited to go into Acts. I never really liked Acts before. I mean, it was just one of those books that I was like, okay, Paul's journeys, blah, 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 but the last couple years, I've really been enjoying Acts. God's been working on me about why Acts is so important. And I think it's partly because of this, the resurrection, because Jesus is the resurrection and the life, and it shows more of that proof. And it shows like why it was so important and what these people were willing to go through, to spread the word. I mean, they were willing to go through so much to spread the word. Let me grab my scissors. I'm going to cut this. Let me get on an angle that I can cut this. I hope I'm in camera, y'all. I'm like standing up, sitting down, standing up. It's like I'm having like a workout here, y'all. Doing a 2-page spread is kind of like... I hardly ever do 2-page spreads because I always want to do so much on all these pages. I should just do 2-page spreads, and then, just when my Bible's filled, just get a new Bible. Oops, sorry, y'all. Jennifer, yes. I just love reading and find out more. And you can always find out more, y'all. Always. It's never, every time you think, oh, I think I know it all. Of course we don't. But every time we think like, oh, I can't possibly learn anything else in that book or whatever. Oh, I always do. Okay, I'm so lost. Where's my stamps? Okay. Let's see. I'm going to put some of these little background whatchamajiggers on here. Angela, I don't know where I got my napkins, through trades. So lots and lots of trades. So somewhere along the way, I was just trading with people. That's where I get my napkins from. Okay, these don't really look like images. They're just like little background pieces, but I like them. I just need something there. These little... Christianbook.com has a Bible sale right now. Yeah, I don't need another one yet. I'm trying to hold off. until, I mean, I have so much I can still do in this Bible, so I'm going to wait until it's like just like exploding out of control. I mean, I still have a lot I can do. Even in the Old Testament, I can go back and do a lot more. So, thanks, Cindy. Yeah, so I just like layers. And I'm seeing that this ink is a little juicy, so it's a little wet. I gotta be careful. Okay, so while that is drying, I'm going to cut these out. And I'm debating, I might just want to tear. Let me see how it'll look if I tear them versus cutting, because I like the rustic look. So, and I like having the purple around it as well. So I'm just gonna tear these. That way you don't have to worry about the little antennas either. Because every time I cut out butterflies, I'm like, what do I do with these little feelers at the top? And I usually just cut them off and then have to draw them back in, or I try to cut them, but this way, I don't even have to worry about that. So, okay, so there were these different theories about the resurrection. You know, remember the swoon theory? They thought that maybe Jesus didn't really die on the cross, but he just kind of swooned and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, they disproved that one, and you can look that up. Then there was the mass hallucination theory, and that was saying that, like, oh, all these people, over 500 people, were hallucinating about Jesus's resurrection afterwards, and, you know, that was easily debunked, and many people debunked that one. And then there was the conspiracy theory saying, oh, well, the, you know, disciples and all his believers were, yeah, I like that torn look too. All his, like, believers were, you know, it was a conspiracy. They, you know, it was a big fake. They wanted to prove to people that Jesus was alive or whatever. And again, they debunked that because it was a known fact that the tomb was empty, that they did not, it was not okay, so here's the verse, the resurrection and the life. So I'm actually going to take a black pen, or do I have a purple pen? I wonder if I have a purple pen somewhere. Let's see, what is this? This is a purple pencil, I think. Purple pencil. So I'm gonna underline, I am the resurrection and life, and you really can't see it right here. Actually, I'm going to box it. Again, I mean, it just kind of blends in, but I know it's there. And I have the verse right here, John 11:25. So I'm going to have this butterfly kind of pointing to it. Let's see. I'm going to do glue stick. So this is why I put it on white, because if you notice when you do a napkin and you overlap napkins like this, you'll see the other one come through. And I didn't want this butterfly to kind of just fade into the background. So I wanted, again, more dimension. That's why I have stamps in the background, and then napkins, and then another layer. I'm all about the layers, y'all. Where was this guy gonna go? I don't know. Maybe down. Maybe here. Yeah, we'll put them like right there. One on each page. Good morning, Diana. Welcome, y'all. So glad you can all join. Okay, so there's that. So the last thing we got to do, y'all, is get messy. You ready to get messy? I made such a mess with this on another page, and I literally had it everywhere. So let's see if we can kind of contain it a tad. Okay, so this is copper. You can get gold. I mean, this is gold, but I don't have any gold, so I'm going to use my copper. These are called gold flakes or copper flakes or whatever, sheets or whatever. This one I got from AliExpress for just probably a couple bucks. If you can see, they come in these, let me see if I can. They come in these sheets. See the sheet right there? And they're super duper thin. So sometimes they come in like a little container of just flakes. So this one, I had some leftovers from another page. So I'm just gonna grab those. Now you need some kind of glue or something for this to attach to. This is still a tad damp. Let's see if it'll work. So I'm gonna put some on this. We'll start with this butterfly first and we'll see. So I'm gonna just put like a glue clump right there and like one right here and maybe one like there, maybe one right there. And then I'm going to take this and I'm just gonna kind of squish it down. And I'm gonna rub it with my finger and I'm gonna try to stick more down. And you're gonna get it everywhere, okay, y'all? So you just take the clumps and take the flakes. And there's probably, some people use brushes and stuff. I just don't know how that would work on this napkin. And I kind of like the, I don't want it to be like one full sheet, like a solid piece, if that makes sense. I want it like flaked like this. Does that make sense? It's super, super thin. And then you can go in and take a brush or whatever and brush off the extra. I'm gonna try to keep this as contained as possible. Throw that all in there. Look at, see, I'm gonna get it everywhere, but that's okay. That's part of crafting, is getting messy. So now I'm just gonna kind of rub it and make sure it's where it needs to be. Let's get that guy in there. I can still feel some stickiness there, so I'm gonna try to. This stuff is kind of fun. I've never used it before until just recently. I've used foil before, but not this, this kind of stuff. But it gives you a different look. So there's that one. Let's rub that off. And then I'm gonna probably do some through here, but let's do this butterfly real quick. Let's do a couple little spots. So you have to have some kind of stickiness so this stuff can grab to it. So you can use glue stick, glue, whatever you got. Gesso. Okay, let's just grab like a sheet. It's kind of fun, y'all. This is really fun. I mean, if you want it in a certain area, then you might want to put glue like in a certain area, but this, I don't mind. I want it to be kind of rough looking. Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm liking it. Let's do this butterfly. Do some. So this you can get at any craft store. I got mine on AliExpress, but again, any craft store. I was just at, I think, Michael's and Hobby Lobby the other day. You can get it at any of those, any craft store, I'm sure. It's called gold flakes or copper flakes, or what. And it comes in a whole bunch of different colors. This one's copper. Ugh. Gosh, y'all. It is messy. Some people know how to do it without making a mess. I don't. I make a mess. Okay, I got this piece hanging on me. Here, let's put you right here. We'll use you. Oh. Okay, what else? What else needs some? And then you can go in, and if it's in a spot you don't want, just rub it. But you will get it, you know, you'll have flakes everywhere. Let's do this little, let's do this butterfly. Yeah, I don't know if they're called gold flecks or gold flakes or gold sheets. Mine came in sheets. Some come in little jars with the flakes already just like all, you know, all like this, all messed up, you know what I mean, like in flake form. Mine came in sheets from AliExpress, which I actually like the sheets. So if you wanted to lay something down, you can have like a smooth surface, you know. But this, you know, you can do it this way too. Okay, y'all, where do we think? Should I just put some randomly throughout this, the swirly swirl, or maybe some in the flowers, different flower areas? We'll see what it looks like. let's do like a... No more flakes. Thanks, Lily. And it's not a lot of work because it's napkins, so you don't have to draw a lot. But if you don't have napkins, you can do like this swirl with watercolor, if that's what you want. Ooh, I love that. Woo, y'all. I'm getting excited. Y'all should see me when I'm here crafting alone sometimes. I'm just like, ooh, look at that. Ooh, so pretty. Or I'm like, no, like that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. Okay, let me try to rub some of this off. I'm getting all clumpy. But see, you really don't use a lot. I mean, this is still from one sheet, or not even a sheet. This was just from the scraps I had. So you like this whole package will last me a lifetime, unless I'm doing a ton of, you know, gold flakes or whatever. Let's do some over here in the flowers. You can never have too much bling, right, y'all? Never have too much. So yeah, if you want to get messy, like I said, there's probably a way to do this and not get so messy. Some people do use it with brushes and all that. I just use my fingers. Oh, y'all, so pretty. Okay, let's do a few on this side, and then I think we're done. Almost done. Man, that went too fast. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do like a little swirly swirl here. You think so? That the addition of the flakes makes the page pop. I think anytime you add bling, you know, I think it just, yeah, it just adds so much more anytime you add that. And yes, no, never too much bling or sparkle. Never too much. Okay, and then let's do some in the flowers. Like if it was my choice, I'd be sitting here all day just blinging up the page, all my pages. Okay. Okay, let's grab another piece right here from another page. Forgot where my glue went, so I'm just dabbing it. What do y'all think? Should I stop? I don't want to like overwhelm it. I think that would be good. Okay, so there's our page. I do have, okay, so in one of my, oh, where did it go? I got this in Happy Mail. One of my ladies from my YouTube channel sent me this cross, y'all. It is gorgeous, and I have been wanting to use this. And there's these little purple flowers too. I wonder if I could add those somewhere. But it says, this says, so I asked what this was, and she said it's called tatting. It says tatting dates to the early 19th century. It was influenced by the decorative knotwork done by the sailors of that time, using knots on ropes for their ships, but also making decorative items to bring back to their wives and girlfriends. As time evolved, smaller ropes were used for these items, and also threads of all sizes. In England, it was originally called knotting. In France, frivolet, I think that's how you say it. But in America and in other countries, most now refer to it as tatting. Shuttle and needle tatting was done by Dorothy Cochran, and if you ever want to email her, she is the one who makes these. And I just love this. And I was trying to figure out a way I can maybe... Do y'all have any suggestions? So Lily, your grandmother did a lot of tatting. I would love to learn how to do this. I'm sure there's YouTube videos out on it, and maybe if I ever have time, that'll be another crafting thing I can do. But I'm wondering if there's a way I can attach this in some way, or I just really love this, and I really want to use it. Plus it matches like all the purples in this page. I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you know of a way that maybe there could be a way I can attach this some way? I was kind of drawing a blank. on that. So if y'all have any ideas, let me know. I don't want to like glue it into the page because I want to be able to, but maybe if I do, maybe if I punch an eyelet up here or something and tie it in or something. I don't know. Y'all have to help me with this one. I could either, I don't know. I just love it. I want to use it. The lady's name who did this is Dorothy Cochran. Let me bring it up. Can y'all see that? Dorothy Cochran. Her email is GRADYCOCHRAN at bellsouth, BELLSOUTH.net. So that's her name. So Angela, you're saying put clear glue on your fingers, rub it on the back of the cross. Yeah, but then it's kind of glued in, and I don't know if I want to glue it in. I might want to use it as a bookmark and such as well. So I don't know. Y'all. So, Lena, you used to do tatting. Oh, I need to learn. Your grandmother did a lot, so she taught you tatting and smocking. Yes, this one's just gorgeous. I love the purple. So anyways, if y'all have any ideas, let me know. I might work on that or figure out what I'm going to do with that. Maybe this afternoon or something. I don't know. But I really wanted to add it to the page because I've been waiting to use this and I want to add it in somewhere. I just love it. And I love the fact that he's, it's the purple and he's the resurrection and the life and just all that. So, the purple bow and the crops threaded. What do you mean? Cindy, what do you mean purple bow and the crops threaded? Oh, the cross threaded through the purple bow maybe? Is that what you mean? Yeah, maybe I can attach it like that. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to have to kind of fool with it. I'll let y'all know what I come up with. Yeah, I could do a paper clip too. But I got to do something frilly and figure it out. Okay, well, y'all, that's our page for today. For this, if y'all want to get this, this is fun to play with. It does get a little messy, but it's definitely fun, and you get a really cool look to it. So let me bring this up close. So here is the first page right there, and with the light, it's kind of dark here because it looks like it's going to rain. But there's the first page. So we are in John 11:25. I am the resurrection and the life. So all this was some stamps and napkins, and then some of that gold flakes, copper flakes. But yes, it definitely adds so much to the page. Ooh, I love it. Love it. So thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Any other questions before I sign off? Thank you, Angela. Yeah, okay, bye, Lynn. Have a very blessed day, y'all. Okay, I know everyone's got to go. I've got a busy day ahead as well. So thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. I don't know who's going live next, but I'm sure we'll all see each other then. I'm trying to keep up with the schedule, y'all. I feel like I'm behind. I'm still in the Gospels. I'm not in Acts yet, so I'll get there. So have a blessed day, y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.